everyone. Today I get to read you another story. This is Superintendent Galvan with the Greenfield Union School District and ready to continue reading some really great stories. And today, Ada Twist, Scientist, is a story we're going to read today about a little girl. She's actually African-American little girl who is a genius, super smart with science, super smart in terms of being a girl that loves science and is doing some really cool things. And so can't wait to read this to you. Hola mi comunidad de Greenfield, soy Superintendente Galván del Distrito Escolar de Greenfield leyendo otra historia con ustedes y hoy vamos a leer de una niña que se llama Ada Twist y es alguien de las ciencias. Ella es muy interesada, es una joven, es una chiquita que tiene mucho interés en las ciencias y robóticos y todo eso. So vamos a leer lo que hace ella, es muy inteligente como igual de todos los niños aquí de Greenfield. So vamos a aprender de lo que hace ella. So let's read and listen to what Ada Twist, Scientist, does in this story today. And again, thank you so much, Miss Robinson, for sharing all your beautiful books. They're so motivational to keep our young kids in Greenfield excited about learning. So here we go. Ada Marie, said not a word till the day she turned 3. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world, but not making a sound. She learned how to climb and made her big break with a trail of chaos left in her wake. She ran through the day, chasing each sound in sight, and didn't slow down till she cooked or till she conked out at night. Conked out means really tired. I do that. I fall asleep really fast when I hit my pillow. Her parents were frazzled, but tried not to freak, as Ada grew bigger and still did not speak. Clearly, young Ada, with lots in her head, would have something to say when it ought to be said. Wow, there she is. Cutie pie. That's just what happened when Ada turned 3. She tore through the house on a fact-finding spree and climbed up the clock just as high as she could. Her parents yelled, "Stop!" as all good parents would. Ada's chin quivered, but she did not cry. She took a deep breath and she simply asked, "Why?" Look at her on top of there. And she asked why. She should get down. It's not safe up there, right? Why does it tick? And why does it talk? Why didn't we call it a grandfather or a granddaughter clock? Why are there pointy things stuck to a rose? Why are there hairs up inside of your nose? She started with why, and then what, and then how, and then when. By bedtime, she came back to why again. She drifted to sleep as she dazzled her parents, smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child, who wanted to know what the world was about. They kissed her and whispered, you'll figure it out. Why, what, how, when, why? Her parents kept up their high-flying kid, whose questions and chaos both grew as she did. Even Miss Greer found her hands were quite full when young Ada's chaos wreaked havoc at school. But this much was clear about Miss Ada Twist. She had all the traits of a great scientist. Ooh, I love it. Ada was busy that very first day of spring testing the sounds that make mockingbirds sing when a horrible stench whacked her right in the nose, a pungent aroma that curled up her toes. "Zowie!" said Ada, which got her thinking. What is the source of that terrible stinking? How does a nose know there's something to smell? How does it still stink if there's no nose to tell? She rattled off questions and tapped on her chin and said she'd start at start, but where she ought to begin. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Ada loved best. Ada did research to learn all she could of smelling and smells, both the stinky and good. One hypothesis Ada thought could be true. The terrible stink came from Dad's cabbage stew. She tested and tested, but soon Ada knew it was time to come up with a hypothesis 2. Then, zowie! The stink struck again, just like that. Hypothesis 2, it caused by a cat. The cat couldn't make such a stink on its own. It needed perfume and some fancy cologne. So young Ada tested. The test was a flop. She started again, but her parents yelled, "Stop! Look what she's gonna do. She's gonna stick the cat in the washing machine." Not a good idea, Ada. Ada Marie, to the thinking chair now. By the time we count to 3. Enough, said her mother. That's it, said her dad. Her parents were frustrated, frazzled, and mad. But why? Ada asked. Her mother said no. What? Ada inquired. Her father said, go. You've ruined our supper. You've made the cat stink. Enough with your questions. Now sit there and think. She looked at her parents. Her heart turned to goo. Poor Ada Twist didn't know what to do. She sat all alone in the thinking chair by herself in the hall, and Ada once more could say nothing at all. And so Ada sat, and she sat, and she sat, and she thought about Science and Stu and the cat, and how her experiments made such a big mess. Does it have to be so? Is that part of the success? Why are messes a problem? And while she was thinking, what was the source of that terrible stinking? Ada Marie did what scientists do. She asked a small question, and then she asked 2. And each of those led her to 3 questions more. And some of those questions resulted in 4. As Ada got thinking, she really dug in. She scribbled her questions and tapped on her chin. She started at why, and then what, and then how, and then when. And at the end of the hall, she reacted, why? Once again. Oof, she's such a curious child. I love curiosity. Her parents calmed down and they came back to talk. They locked at the hallway and just had to gawk. No patch of their paint could be seen on this wall. The thinking chair now was the greatest thinking wall. Look at all of that. They watched their young daughter and sighed as they did. What would they do with this curious kid who wanted to know what the world was about? They smiled and whispered, well, we'll figure it out. And that's what they did, because that's what you do. When your kid has a passion and a heart that is true, they remade the world. Now they're all in an act and helping young Ada sort fiction from fact. She asked lots of questions. How could she resist? It's all in the heart of a young scientist. And as for that smell, well, what can Ada do but learn all she can with her friends in grade 2? Will they discover the stink that curls toes? Well, that is the question. And someday, who knows? And that is the end. Amazing. This story is all about curiosity and how kids, we want you to always ask questions. We want you to think like a scientist. Why is the sky blue? Why are the trees green? What is going on? Look at Ada, all the wonderful things she can do if just given the encouragement. So thank you so much for joining me today. This story today was called Ada Twist, Scientist. And I can't wait to read you tomorrow's story because we have a selection on the engineer, Rosie Revere, the engineer. So let's find out what she does tomorrow. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today. Super proud to be your superintendent and to continue to read stories and motivate you to continue to be curious during our summertime. So thanks for joining me again. Sending you a great big bear hug from our bear family to yours.